afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only Master Propaganda here of Strike Defender of the Fatherland, off here to A2v2 actually, on Alliance of Defiance. And north it is VonManteuffel and HeartlessJaeger, fighting here for the German army, Deutschland, with the Wehrmacht and the Oberkommando West, forming up here with the Panzer with Scavenge, Spearhead, Storm, and Air Assault support. In the south it is Shadics and TheLagman, fighting for America, Freedom, Democracy. Here with the 5th Armored Division with Urban Assault Airborne, featuring Urban Assault equipment, Sherman Assault kits, Rangers, cover-to-cover, Calliopes, Pathfinders 50 cals, Paratroopers, Anti-Tank, and P-47s versus Thorough Salvage, Osvins, Eagle Line Infantry Conscripts, Infiltration Tactics, and the Howitzer Barrage. Bit of skirmishing here, and as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters, who without their support, the Propagandacast would not be possible. So big thanks to all those. Other people can join the extra pledge on Patreon, or they can donate by PayPal, and also, consider appearing and coming in the market for that. While the link in the comments, use the CoH2 3G as it is written there. Comment, like, share, subscribe. So, WMD42 Pioneers, that is HeartlessJaeger once more goes for a tier 2 rush, VonManteuffel for double Sturmpion and Kugelwagners. Not much else there, though. That is been interesting as well. Double Rifleman for Shadics and TheLagman with double Pathfinders. VonManteuffel with second generations here with this double Sturmpionier striking at the Americans there. For Deutschland, the Reason squad, they almost got their tank traps ready, but they are ultimately, though, completely and utterly outgunned by the Germans here and the sheer propensity of assault of the guard there. West side here still advanced here from HeartlessJaeger, probably seeing tech here as soon as he's got the fuel. Centerwards, those were VonManteuffel focusing interesting enough, ignoring the eastern fuel point. He's not making much of an attempt for it. More likely, though, of course, he's probably setting up in that way so he can support his teammate more easily if it is required. So, third route going with the Shadics, PMD42 doing relations there with the western fuel point. TheLagman advancing very slowly here in the east side here for Freedom and Democracy. Kugelwagen going straight for the copper there by the looks of it. Sturmpionier holding up 2 Rav squads here, allowing HeartlessJaeger to more steadily advance to the fuel point here. Good bit of coordination there, though. Of course, the Sturmpionier will need assistance, or they're going to lose out in that engagement. Kugelwagen pushed off the copper point here as TheLagman comes rolling in for Freedom and Democracy. West side here, Pioneer going for the Yankees. There's the focus of the western fuel point. Machine gun here versus Rav squad there, assisting VonManteuffel Sturmpionier. In the east side here at Pathfinder, about their second full score for VonManteuffel. Meanwhile, TheLagman continues his advance for Freedom and Democracy. Liberty here against the German Volksgrenadiere. Rifle squad here versus the MG42. Not going too well for them. Barbed wire being attempted here, but under intense fire from Shadics Rifleman. That is not going quite smooth there for HeartlessJaeger as he'd like to. Tech on the way there. In fact, we got the Panzergrenadier squad on the way as the tech is done. East side here, though, TheLagman secures victory for Liberty, as VonManteuffel's right flank is still being bled out by the Pathfinders and their many marksmen. Rav squad here is suppressed, and we got HeartlessJaeger rushing in there. Panzergrenadier squad almost on of HeartlessJaeger, who's by the only player without a commander chosen yet in the first 4 minutes of the game. Shadics with another wave of attackers here, and rifle grenade launches on the way there for the rear echelons. Around the center here, Pathfinder about to flank in against MU42. TheLagman swinging hard here. West side here, though, HeartlessJaeger forming a defense here as Shadics rushes forwards here. Rifle grenade launches will make it tough here for HeartlessJaeger to, well, dig in and hold the line here, as the rifle grenades can, of course, pretty much force them to vacate the premises. Panzergrenadier sending out here for HeartlessJaeger, for Deutsch, and he finally commits to commander. It is Storm, one of the less aptly named commanders with ambush training, smoke bombs, Jaeger command squads, howitzers, and the Stuka bombing strike. Sturmpionier and some deep Scheiße. No tech yet for TheLagman by all appearances, or maybe I'm missing out on something here. Nope, he's going for the captain. Shadic's got a captain as well there. Pretty standard for the 2v2 American metagame. Captain there is by far the most popular officer there, compared to 1v1, where the lieutenant is significantly more popular. VonManteuffel calling Jaegers here. We'll have to see also goes from Austrian Rush here, which some players like to do with Scavenge as the Oberkommando West. Easily full scram the some fuel point, even as Shadics is claiming the western fuel point there. And the side of the Panzergrenadier, though, doing what they can, but they're being steadily bled out here by the Americans. Armored car there for HeartlessJaeger. Gebaldeladung there. Almost had a wipe there, but only almost. Ambulances there on the way for both American commanders. Rav squad fleeing back. Rations may also, of course, want to retreat to safer premises where they can actually get patched up. Hey, Sarge. I don't feel so good, and I think I can see my spleen. You don't know what a spleen looks like, Carl. Shut up. Right on the way there for VonManteuffel. Jaeger's advancing there. No, Jaeger's actually saw service on the Western Front. He saw service on the Eastern Front. He saw service in Italy, but in Western Europe, there were no Jaegers. The closest you had were actually the SS Jaegers, and they were more like special operations troops under Scorseni's command rather than, frontline troops. So, little fun fact there. Jaeger's holding up here. Mines down there from VonManteuffel. They should mean the 42. Most of the map now in the control of the German Reich. Mechanized upgrade there and there as well. Likely expecting some anti-aircraft type pushes here from both American players. They can be quite potent on a map like this. Anyways, pushing eastwards here. Massive infantry influx here from LagMan, Freedom and Democracy. Cool Van being coupled here by the Americans. And there you go, anti-aircraft as well there for Shadics. Cool Van completely ruined here as it gets shredded there in a hailstorm of bullets. West side here though, Shadics assault is very much abruptly halted as it runs straight into an MG42 backed up by an armored car. HeartlessJaeger, they're going for the second Panzergrenadier squad. Thumbs up. Well, German infantry is always a good thing, and certainly as personal recommendation, I'd always recommend minimum 3 squads. 4 is a nice number to have, and 5 is definitely like, also good, but certainly where it can get tougher for some players to manage it. So it's typically what I call the maximum number of squads for the average player that some can manage. 6, for example. Anyways, Reason's Ralph Squad McNorford's here. Telemines on the flank here, plus more barbed wire. Clearly, HeartlessJaeger is aware that this part is represented a bit of potential flanking power from the opponent. And of course, in theory, you have the same on the east side here, but the thing is, most players never use this. I mean, for all intents and purposes, this doesn't exist in, like, the average, player's vision. So anyway, striking hard in the east armored car, banking up here for VonManteuffel. LagMan's Pathfinders quickly find a path back to base here. As the half opens up, we got a 3rd squad, 8 HeartlessJaeger with the Jaeger Command Squad. Thumbs up there. 5-man squad with G33s. Always pretty handy to have there. Ambush camouflage on the Panzergrenadier. There we go. Mine goes off. Killing a few Yankees there as the Schützenmine are off their feet. Another Schützenmine going off there. Further casualties here for Shadics, Freedom and Democracy. Half the rushing forwards here. No anti-tank weapons inside here for either German player. The Raketenwerfer has only now arrived from VonManteuffel, and HeartlessJaeger is pretty much relying on an armored car. These are the troops being held down here by LagMan's anti-aircraft half-tech 2 Sturm Pioneer squads there. No Panzerschrecks on there for VonManteuffel, but he does get the fuel point. Sent towards half-tech here is just ripping through HeartlessJaeger's Panzergrenadier and the west side here, Pioneer advancing up. No upgrades yet here for the American infantry. You do have weapon racks unlocked, in fact, so LagMan will likely be going for the BARs and his Pathfinders, upgrading them to Barfinders, plus bazookas on the rear echelons. Turn them into an anti-tank team there. Running straight into the bazooka team. There we go. First one hits, other one completely misses. There you go. 2-2 kaput. And another Jaeger squad out here for VonManteuffel. East side, we got the focus of the Jaegers there pushing against LagMan's eastern position. No 50 cals called in. I mean, that could be pretty handy versus VonManteuffel, obviously. Have to see what the LagMan decides on against the Krauts. The goddamn Nazis. In the center of the draft squad, push back with MU42. We got a 50 cal there for LagMan. Grab the western point. Pathfinders here as the Fultgrenadiers, the Jaegers in the east here. Murder fire there, raging back and forth here. Fultgrenadier almost wiped out. Straight for the car point here. Jaeger sees an opportunity and seizes it with both hands. Greedily. Pack 40 on the way, the HeartlessJaeger as well here. West side here, though, Shadics assault. 4th, 3rd company here is going fairly well against the Germans as HeartlessJaeger there is forced back. He's got an ambush machine gun there ready to mow down some Americans. With German efficiency. Coming sending up here. Puny almost wiped out. Jason's all there for Shadics. Reinforcements healing. No sign of tech yet here for the Germans. The Allies, meanwhile, could be planning major soon. It's not. Just a suspicion there. That said, the Germans have been playing pretty good field control, so they're definitely in a much better spot to push for armor now compared to the Allies. East side here, Jaeger's moving about there, looking to snipe any Americans. Unfortunately, caught in the sights. Jaeger command squad caught with the half-track here, being absolutely ripped apart with the 250 cals and the 37mm gun. Panzerholz being ripped apart out in the open here, not looking too great for Jaeger's infantry. Not looking too great. After the escapes the pack 40 race and suppressing the Panzergrenadier there, only to get suppressed themselves. Shadics rushing in there, could pop a Molotov here or a grenade, but doesn't have a grenade research. There go, we do get a grenade here from HeartlessJaeger's Panzergrenadier. Not enough though. Western field being seized, east side here, Lagman. May want to consider like a broader attack here instead of just attacking up narrowly. Truck on there for VonManteuffel, that'll be tech for him. HeartlessJaeger, bit short on the manpower for that, and we got more echelons here for Shadics, who's going for more rifle grenade launchers. He's actually got like a fair amount of infantry and then a bunch of echelons. In fact, he's going for like 4 of them, which seems a bit excessive. But that might just be me. He's clearly betting big on the rifle grenade launchers. That is definitely a bit of a rare, heavy concentration of them. East side here, the LagMan grabbing these in the field point. Center there, we got VonManteuffel switching in to assist his teammates flank there. West side here, rifle grenades bombarding here. HeartlessJaeger's positions, half-tech supporting as well. Second leather for HeartlessJaeger and the German army. Schwerer panzer quarters there for VonManteuffel. Steady advancing in the west. Victory points wise, the Allies also a bit behind in the German Reich. And sets about trying to wreck heavy caliber by all appearances. 5th cal also called in man with the Pathfinders. Thumbs up there. And there you go, Jaeger's being spotted. There you go, rifle grenades off here. Double grenades off, blasting through the German position. The Hastings, though, got wiped on retreat here because, again, they got murdered by the marksman. Double rifle grenades again. Panzer they're catching that as well in the open. Half-tech and steady pressure on the west side as well. East side here, though, note what LagMan is doing here. He realizes what VonManteuffel has done. He's pushed him to the center, but exposed his rear areas here on the flank. And now I think LagMan's trying to exploit this. I think that is a very sensible thing to do. But can he actually pull it off, though? West side, he being a bit pushed back here, but again, this could be a big moment. There you go, Pentagon squad there, got in a really bad spot. Could go up, there you go. HeartlessJaeger loses his veteran. Pentagon squad is down to just 2 squads here. Machine gun, though, narrowly set up in time. He halts LagMan's further advance without further support, and he's not bringing in that support here. We do have mortar fire, though, here now from LagMan. Thumbs up. And we still got plenty of rifle grenades here from Shadics against the Germans as well. Meanwhile, LagMan now pushing in. They're still into the machine gun, then some mortar fire on it. Volksguns there being bombarded by the mortar here. Finally, something off against the Sturmpuny assault, and there you go, VonManteuffel does in fact rush in the Ostern Flak Panzer here versus the LagMan most likely. He does have an anti-tank and he does have bazookas, so it's not going to be completely decisive for him, but it's still going to be fairly uncomfortable. Ostern rushing forwards here. Anti-tank and they're being hold forwards. Bazooka team there. Captain is just being whipped here by the flak panzer. And there you go. Bazooka team running mortar fire there. Landing close. And one anti-tank and ready here. Could do some heavy damage to the flak panzer. There we go. Down to our Felfier. Almost got it there. In fact, Sturmpionier straight into the 5th cal here. One squad suppressed. Second one there. Getting suppressed as well here. Looking a bit rough there for VonManteuffel. Sturmpionier in the center. Shadics launching another assault against HeartlessJaeger. So Pommelko got that for HeartlessJaeger. Thumbs up. Rifle grenade to the machine gun here. Getting rifle grenade turned by the Jaeger command squad. Almost wiping that out. After coming to the Panzergrenadier there. And we got the Major on the way there for both American players. Both are a bit short on the fuel for tanks, but at least they got the Major out. Sturmgeschütz for HeartlessJaeger, thumbs up. Obviously concerned about the half-tracks, but also any potential other American armor vehicles that might be launched. Stug definitely has a good chance to just rush down the half-tracks and finish them off before they can escape. One reason I do like the Sturmgeschütz is because of this combination of speed and firepower. Rail squad launching the command squad. We got rifle grenades being launched back and forth between the two sides here. A lot of Mortifiers as well are joining in. But clearly Shadics has decided to skip the mortars and just focus out on the Rifle Gauge, which is definitely an interesting tactic there. Stuck, they're almost on it for HeartlessJaeger, and the German Iron Pioneers being ripped apart here by repeated rifle grenades here. East side of the flak panting up there, hammering away here at TheLagman's flank, but there you go. Anti-tank gun responding with lethal and vicious fire. Stuck there arriving for HeartlessJaeger and Deutschland. Pioneers almost swapped out relationship as the Maschinengewehr. More rifle grenades there against HeartlessJaeger's troops there. Center there being pushed back. Could not try and make a push for the fuel point in the west again. Now they're entertaining their flagman. As for Shadics, oh, who knows what he's planning. VonManteuffel, they're preparing another push into the workshop area there. Flak Panther straight ahead into the anti-tank guns and the Basuri bazooka fire here. Shots here. Could pop take aim, which increases the chance of finishing off the Ostwind, but seems like he's not a big fan of it. It is a good ability, it's a bit of a surprise, honestly. Bazooka's being dropped there. Good for Mr. VonManteuffel. They can't actually grab it up, but he's denies the bazookas here to TheLagman briefly. Center there. Further fighting here between HeartlessJaeger and Shadics, with Shadics just holding off HeartlessJaeger's attacks here. Flanking a bit around here, but the Panther there could wipe out his captain. So the Americans for now are holding, but it's coming at a bit of a cost here. Coming at a bit of a cost. That made the Germans also taking a bit of a beating in the process. Shadics can soon push for Sherman and upgrade with bulldozer blades, for example. As for TheLagman, well, who knows what he's planning. He's going for the Scott right away. Worth noting here, Shadics got plenty of munitions being floated. I mean, grenades could still be a good idea. Or, you know, weapon racks for BARs and bazookas. Definitely do think that he should start spending some of these munitions here to, you know, help further increase his odds against HeartlessJaeger and VonManteuffel. Not much reason to float like near 300 munitions, to be honest. Black Panther there moving up the eastern side, backed up by Sturmpioneer, this time equipped with Panzerschrecks on top of their Sturmgewehrs. You also got an additional Jaeger squad out here for VonManteuffel. Heavy Panzerkoi for HeartlessJaeger as he moves straight on from Stugs to something heavier. Weapon max finally there for Shadics. 5th girl there being hauled to the front line there, but there we go. We actually got a flank here by VonManteuffel. Thumbs up. Guess he's had enough here and realised, you know, the connecting more up there as well. So main force here to draw the attention, and the Sturmpioneer with Panzerschrecks on the flank here. Perhaps hoping to take out the half-tech, but there you go, getting spotted here. So, nice attempt, even if the execution runs a bit afoul of the Americans. Having eyes. You know, nice attempt there, though, nice attempt. Troops there being mauled in the centre. Sturmpioneer need to retreat. Pathfinder 40, half-tech there, close to Destiny 2. Westward, see we got the Sturmgeschützs from Gaming Fort der HeartlessJaeger. In the centre, American forces continue to hold here again, just a large force of reactions, slightly backed up by some riflemen here. Now Jaeger trying to push through there. Stug disengaging in the west for 2 kills. Could go for Sherman now. He could pretty much go for like any armored vehicle he wants to. East side here. TheLagman once more repulses here. VonManteuffel. His Flak Panther though still operable. Taking quite a bit of a beating on that one though. But it still exists. 5th girl's being airdropped here for TheLagman. Thumbs up. Scott again. As for, I mean, this is very much just standard American metagame. Go for an anti-aircraft type for the Pathfinders, get anti-tank guns, then go for Scots, maybe some Jacksons. Very standard here. And Jackson tanks are there for Shadics as well. No Shermans for some of the bulldozer blades, which is a bit of a shame, as they are quite tough for that. They basically become better Panther 4 Model J's. From Western Point here, much better in fact, since they don't just have more armor, they also have more health. Plus self-repair and all the other things that the Shermans typically get. Pearson's there, catching the Jaegers out in the open. He's quickly shifting towards the west, trying to, I think, assist his team and then getting the fuel point there. As for now, at least, trying to hammer into TheLagman is obviously a waste of the resource here for VonManteuffel. So I think that's the smart move here, is to switch westwards and assist his teammates. So thumbs up to VonManteuffel for, you know, making the right decision there. HeartlessJaeger with a Sturmpanzer on the way. Straight to mine here. There you go. Scott kaput. Telemine paid off big time there. for HeartlessJaeger. Thumbs up to that one. My god, our tank just randomly exploded. It must be Nazi wizards. Or a mine. I like Nazi wizards more. They appear more in my comics than mines. Maybe you should start reading military manuals rather than comics. Anyways, Jaeger's moving towards us against the Asians there. Sturmpanzer almost done there for HeartlessJaeger. Got the Jackson and the half-time forwards here for Shadics. And catches here VonManteuffel in a pretty sticky position. VonManteuffel filling up here with a Stuckasser. Interesting choice there. Clearly wants some rocket artillery to try and, shall we say, soften up LagMan's positions. And there goes Sturmpanzer out here for HeartlessJaeger. Early model though, as later models would have a variety of improvements, including a added hull machine gun. The blast infantry with Ostman here, then caught with the anti-tank guns. There you go, double anti-tank guns. They could take out his Ostman there. Gets very lucky though, very lucky. Typically driving in with a medium tank like a pair of M1 anti-tanks like that can typically be a death sentence because of their higher rate of fire, which really gives you very little room to get out of a bad position. As again, it just takes like, 4 shots from an anti-tank gun, and then you have 2 of them with a high rate of fire. You have very small margin error. In this case though, VonManteuffel got lucky there with a bit of RNG. More punch going to do here for HeartlessJaeger. Thumbs up. Stuckasser's barrage though completely whiffs here for VonManteuffel. A complete shambles there with a rocket strike. Maybe kills like a few mortar crewmen and that's it. West side here though, HeartlessJaeger. Oh, he cancelled the Panzergrenadiers. That's a shame. That is a shame. Another Scott here for LagMan. Has he gone for minesweepers? Just make sure to check this time around. There we go. Swoop team out with bazookas. Alright, so orders are to sweep for Nazi wizards, no Carl, mines. But the sergeant is an idiot. Don't listen to him. Anyways, Jaeger's being blasted by the anti-aircraft half track. Sturmpanzer there, 3 kills, half 8 veterans he won. West was the Jaeger command squad routed. And we got here HeartlessJaeger with the Leichtfeldhowitzer 18 howitzer there going up, ready to blast those verdammte Amerikaner into dust. Or something resembling dust. Stuckasser holding back here with 2 kills. Sturmpioneer around here with the double Scots. 50 cal loading up against German assault here again. And now we can all see he's actually flank check, protecting the man with a few lighter vehicle mines. So in case VonManteuffel tries to rush through with his tanks, he's going to run into the mines. In case of infantry, he's going to run into the half track. So we can see that LagMan's kind of, latched onto what VonManteuffel might do something in the east. Of course, VonManteuffel really hasn't done a lot there, but of course, the sensible thing, of course, is to make sure, just in case the Germans are not going to, be waltzing, through the Ardennes. Stuckasser's barrage again. This time does completely wipe the mortar crew, but not really much else. Head on assault here for the Flak Panzer, but crucially limited support here for the Flak Panzer, well here for VonManteuffel, right into bazookas and anti-tank guns. Tactically, a bit questionable, he almost loses it, but does stay clear of any mines there at least. Germans are definitely losing that victory points now against the Americans, as LagMan and Shadics are now managed to stabilize into a much stronger position. The Germans can't easily, shall say, push off. That's it. VonManteuffel has a lot of infantry. Comparison, HeartlessJaeger doesn't have as much. He definitely needs more infantry, though. And again, 2 squads of fine is just typically too little. You typically, again, want like 3 as a bare minimum, but 4 is like what you're looking for. Mortar crew there having a bit of a, thing moment there. Where was that mortar crewman from? Antarctica. Antarctica? Yeah. That's not a province in the United States. It isn't? No. Oh. Anyways, pioneers, they're routed. Stuck, they're holding up. 3 kills, half 8 veterans, 1. Black Panthers, the 5th cal, ripping through there with its 30mm gun, but they're getting hammered here by the anti-tank guns. Ace level now. Definitely more dangerous there. Scots firing away there. Jaeger's almost wiped out. Westward, see if we got the Shrook holding up. Again, got those liaisons moving about here for Shadics. Now they got bars on top of the rifle grenades. That is... I mean, it's unique for sure. Bars and rifle grenades in the echelons. I think that's actually the first time I've seen that particular thing. They have combined that many of them. Jackson the Blast with the Sturmpanzer pushing back slowly here. Jaeger command squad punish right in the center here. Machine team watch. So the HeartlessJaeger is definitely finding himself being punched pretty hard on the nose here by the Americans. East side though from VonManteuffel strikes here. Infantry charging in right into the 5th cal. We got finding position. His LagMan, of course, at this point is quite ready for VonManteuffel's tactics and tricks. Some artillery here, I think, will be necessary for VonManteuffel to dislodge the Yankees. After they're blasting the German assaultees, well, grenades off, full close being wiped out. Sturmpeony rushing after the Scots here. No deal with the artillery's landing. Okay, apparently around here, and thus hits nothing. West side here, Stuck being bombarded here, need to pull it back for repairs. Sturmpanzer in dire need of it, but at least it's getting them. Houts there with no kills so far, but at least some damage. Still not too impressive. Overall, German assault seems to have largely failed here against the Americans, just able to put up some serious firepower. We also got a Calliope now for Shadics, overall further increasing the amount of artillery available here on this map. This map does have a tendency of creating, shall I say, rather artillery-focused matches, because there's just not a lot of room to maneuver on, unfortunately. Salvaging the machine gun there. Ace Panzer pushing forward to HeartlessJaeger, thumbs up. East side there. LagMan just remains fairly well dug in and is using his Scots to sort of cover the centre as well there in his teammate's flank. Panzerwehr here for HeartlessJaeger, even more artillery. Calliope barrage here from Shadics. Machine gun almost being wiped out. Sturmholz got the rifle squad, machine gun team wiped out. Another blow to HeartlessJaeger. And Deutschland. Anti-tank and Scots, they're just slamming away at the centre here as VonManteuffel tries another grab attempt here, but it's just working out. We got smoke here from HeartlessJaeger to assist somewhere, but the question is, where's the smoke coming in? Oh, it's a Stuka bombing strike. Oh dear. That's a bit different from smoke. There we go. Got one, the anti-tank and crews completely evaporated, but for the most part, LagMan was able to dodge this otherwise explosive surprise. Yeah, for some reason, my mind just, I mean, they kind of have the same icon, it's just a bit more, red-ish compared to this, so yeah. I guess that's what happens when they keep reusing the icons. But anyways, that was definitely not smoke. Oh, it's Stuka's first barrage doing a bit more there. West side here. Germans pushing forward here. Sturmpanzer, actually 2 shots and added. You can see the Shadics men are taking a bit of a pacing there. Leeson's wiped out. And we got to the cycle on the Sturmpanzer, and the pack need to hold them to safety here. Another salty for Shadics in the west. And LagMan, meanwhile, is just hammering away here, going for the howitzer and the Panzerwerfer. Looking pretty bad here, though, for HeartlessJaeger. But now VonManteuffel exploiting this active flank up. But his Flak Panzer goes down. Sturmpeony, they're charging in. It's rather chaotic, if anything. As he's looking to take advantage of LagMan's extension here, but there's 50 cals covering up. There's push as well, solidly done by LagMan actually. Troops are here, still could be caught in the tree. There you go, Panzerwehr, Sturmpeony now tearing into the tree, and Pathfinders here as they look for a path. And now HeartlessJaeger is in fact deploying smoke. He's doing it up north to try and cover his own troops pulling back into the base. More Scots for the LagMan. Pantsering team here, there you go, the Calliope goes up in flames. Bit of a blow there to Shadics, freedom and democracy. After rolling off there, east side here, German troops trying to flank in are routed. Around the center, we got 298 versus 227. Panzer sending out again. Stukas was ready to fire in a few moments. Sturmpanzer in dire need of repairs. You also got the mechanized ready for VonManteuffel. Clearly going to go for King Tiger. But of course, in this case, he's also doing it to provide his teammate with some repair pioneers. Thumbs up at least to that VonManteuffel for that one, though. Bit risky under current circumstances, I think, to try and go for a King Tiger, though I don't blame him. Probably looking for something like a breakthrough weapon to try and break through the Allied lines and try to go off at least some of the anti-tank gunfire. Jaegers around the west here. Right into the MD-42 here. Ambushing the ammo cannon and his advance in the center here. Grenades continue to fly from the rear echelons. Actually like Amount getting off some decent kills here. Still a lot. Scott taking a few hits here. Full constraint to the Pathfinders here and the Scott. Good chance of wipe here. There go grenade exchanges off here. But the Pathfinders just push right past it before pushing right back. So much artillery, so much death, so much carnage. Sturmpanzer moving forwards here for HeartlessJaeger. East side here, it's pretty quiet there. VonManteuffel getting in close to the Königsjäger. As for HeartlessJaeger, who knows what he's planning? Who knows? Some more infantry I still think would be a pretty good thing for him. His Highlander is back in action, and so far continues to perform pretty underwhelmingly, it would appear. Sturmpanzer going for the right squad, trying to the Jacks attached there right through the side armor. Another bit of damage that we got. The Panzer pushing in here, but definitely looking rough for HeartlessJaeger on left flank. VonManteuffel getting very, very close to the King Tiger, but he's also feeling quite a bit of manpower in the process. There we go. Shadics suffers a wipe there. Rival squad cut down to pieces. The Americans will still have amazing map against the Germans. Amazing. Nope, VonManteuffel was able to maintain all this manpower despite having a lot of infantry. You might argue could actually stand to be a bit more aggressive in certain places at least, but oh well. Panzerjacks they're going after the Scots. Don't quite land all the rockets. At least one does go through, giving the Scot crew there a very bad time of it. Pathfinders pull through the broken wasteland here. Going straight for the Sturmpioneer. Could get him up. There you go. Panzers there go. Goodbye to Ladnung. Could blow up his teammates. Sturmpioneers. No, you don't. Impressively enough, but the Sturmpanzer do get wiped with the Pathfinders. There you go. Grenade assaults. Grabs a Panzerjäger on the Panzergrenadiers. Takes a lot of damage from his teammates' grenade assault, but one Pathfinder squad there goes down. There, got artillery strike. There's so many things just happening after each other here. It's difficult to keep track of, but two Pathfinder squads go down. That's something, I guess. Meanwhile, though, VonManteuffel finally summoned forth the Königsjäger. Is also going for a replacement Sturmpioneer. Map control-wise, though, it's still very much in favor of America, freedom, and democracy. Sturmpanzer moving forwards. Stuck halfway down there. Deactivate the Sturmpanzer. Panzer ready with another barrage. Howitzer is still trying to hit something. And the Panzerwerfer kind of suppressed some units, but that's about it. Stuckers was added now here. 11 kills, close 52. Wipes the 50 out. That's something. Königsjäger pushing forwards here. It's high velocity 88mm gun. Striking off some shots from the American anti-tank weapons. HeartlessJaeger Stug rolls to the front line, though could still do with more infantry. VonManteuffel there replacing lost Volksgrenadiers. Western fuel pump full hands of the Germans. We got mines as well from HeartlessJaeger, clearly anticipating another American rush there. Panzergrenadiers with that Panzerjäger landing these near at the half track. You can see there in the east, Lagman's positions are also now slowly fading away here, steadily crumbling. Though in this case, VonManteuffel raid there is quickly halted. Königsjäger there waiting repairs before making the next move for Deutschland. Pushing forward to the west, got the Sturmpanzer moving in. Looking to blow up the Yankees. Decent shot there. In the center, the assault continues, throwing themselves right at the Germans, though maybe some smoke could be a nice here. Again, research grenades, deploy smoke. I think that could be a very solid tactical move there by Shadics, though he's also got cover to cover. I mean, he's got like a ton of munitions. There's definitely, I think, more that Shades could do with it. Lagman is probably going to be like spent on P-47s. And even then, he's got like a bunch of bars as well, but oh well. Another Jackson there for Shadics, pushing up the east side here. Center there, the Gems holding out here for now. Enforcing healing. It's really hasn't been a great investment so far, HeartlessJaeger. I don't think it's really like killed much of anything at all, to be honest. King Tiger there getting blasted by the Jackson tank shot and the anti-tank guns. Good Trampro around the wall further west here for HeartlessJaeger actually, but oh well. Good shot there, we go. East level Sturmpanzer is going to be a nightmare here for Shadics and Lagman's infantry for sure. They're laying a decent on the Jackson. Americans starting to lose more and more ground to the Germans. Another Stug for HeartlessJaeger. 2 thumbs up. Now we just go to more infantry. Yeah, Command's got the Seed Center, could deploy a smoke grenade here. I think that'd be a pretty smart move there by him. Flares off. I mean, that works too, but doesn't really hide. And there you go. P-47's unleashed here by Lagman against VonManteuffel in the east here, quick to disengage. Sadly, no Osmans for either German player, though of course they do have the Schwerer Panzer quarters, which is immediately activated for anti-aircraft purposes. Königsegg, of course, will need repairs. Another attempt to grab Western fuel point their way from the Germans and the victory point there. Savvy by Shadics. Stug almost done. Sturmpanzer on the raft one center here. A lot of explosions, a lot of death here. Stug number 2 ready for HeartlessJaeger and for Deutschland. Now we just were to go for a bit more infantry, but oh well. How to still at no kills. East side for VonManteuffel lining up for another push against Lagman, who's definitely so far proven to be pretty well entrenched in the east side here. West side, Shadics there. Not quite successful on the west side here. Sturmpanzer rolling in. Mine going off, they almost wrapped the entire reaction squad in the process. Center there, a heroic assault launched by Lagman. Not a lot of smoke there from the Americans, or from the Germans to be honest. I don't think both sides could benefit from more smoke to cover their attacks, but oh well. Not entirely sure that barrage went off, but it clearly didn't do too much. East side here though, Lagman's positions are finally stumbling here and crumbling. In the west side here, despite having ample Jacksons, he just can't push with them because he lacks tanks that can take these. Like, he should have gone for those bulldozer Shermans. I think he just needs to help push these attacks, and he's still floating like an absurd amount of munitions. Definitely feel like Shadics might have slightly painted himself into a corner without realizing it. Incendiary rocket strike here, and it's just lighting all the Americans' fire, forcing them to retreat further back to this base here. That was a pretty rare display of this one. In this case, quite effective. Thumbs up there to VonManteuffel. Königsegg against the Jacksons. The Shadics moving to stop this armored assault here from VonManteuffel. Of course, they could get rushed by the Stugs on the flank here, and that is exactly what HeartlessJaeger is going to do here. 2 thumbs up. Half-track the first victim of the Sturmgeschütz assault. Small win there for the Reich. East side here, though, from VonManteuffel assault continues with the Sturmpioneer, going for a few mines. Stugs is engaging a bit here for now. Brawl squad flanking the Sturmgeschütze, though. He's getting quite a bit there on the Schienengewehr mounted on top. Jackson, the quick to engage the Stugson's Raft squad spots the Sturmgeschütze. Thumbs up there, and there you go, damage engine, but the of course getting flanked by the King Tiger, and there you go, that's exactly what's happening here. Thumbs up. Spearhead mode activated. Getting a bit chaotic here. Stug charging in the one that does no damage in. There go Jackson, tank destroyer wrecked. Pentagon's moving up with their Panzer as well. Their ambulance down as well there. Another blow here to Shadics and the Lagman. To freedom and democracy. Charging in here, Jackson there somehow managed to dodge every shot fired at it. That is pretty lucky there. Grenades there, almost wiping out the Pentagon squad here. Stug disengaging, but Jackson's pursuing it. We got P-47s raining on death from above. There goes Stug, goes up in flames. King Tiger knocked out. Quite the blow here to the German army, leaving it, well, with little army. In this case, HeartlessJaeger was just able to quickly replace the Stug, but VonManteuffel can't easily replace the King Tiger. Still, I think that was a pretty successful assault there. Pushed the Americans back to the base here. Allow them to secure the victory points here and start bleeding the Yankees again. Howitzer, meanwhile, has managed some kills. It's actually got 2 kills even. Impressive. Panzerwerfer, though, Definitely adds to the kill tale as well. Then Shadics is now really starting to take some heavy losses. Sturmpanzer's ace level there, holding the line for the Reich. And HeartlessJaeger's almost got another Stug ready, though he still operates with only 2 squads of infantry. Don't think he should go for more, but oh well. Got weapons strewn all the battlefield here now. Artillery fire rained down the base here. And another Sturmgeschütz has been mobilized for HeartlessJaeger. It's all fixed upon the control plus the fuel points. Bravo squad advancing into the Jaegers and the Jaeger command squad's line of fire. A lot of ace level troops here. And the Reitman have run out into the opening, and this is definitely tactically advanced because the Malati artillery fire called in here against the Americans around the tank destroyers and Scots here, forcing LagMan to have to, well, halt the repairs a bit to get things moving before they get blown to bits by German howitzer fire. Jaegers and Jaeger command squad are going here for LagMan's Pathfinders and his major. He's actually forced to replace all the Pathfinders with new ones, so they're upgraded, they're not veteran. Definitely a bit questionable at this point for him. And Shadics just continues to float like an absurd amount of munitions. He's almost like 600. I definitely feel like this is a bit of a larger operational mistake here by Shadics, which is just to float so many munitions. Incendiary to strike again up in the Stukas right into the base here of LagMan. Half track knocked out, Stug kaput. But yeah, it's looking pretty bad for the Americans. We got a Shamrock of Shadics, fine, but it feels like this is much too late here. Too little, too late. And he does like add, bullets, blades and all that. I think it's just going to not be enough for him now at this point. More Stugs for HeartlessJaeger, thumbs up. 144 to 158. The Germans once more overtaking the Allies in terms of victory points. But yeah, it's pretty much a frantic, desperate fight now for the Allies. In particular, Shadics has now to do all the heavy lifting, as LagMan is just down to just some Pathfinders and Scots against significantly large German armored forces. VonManteuffel is just going straight for another King Tiger. I mean, under current circumstances, fine, but you could also just go for like Panther 4s, Panthers, or whatever, and I think that actually been more faster, swift choice, but oh well. It's VonManteuffel's decision to make, but it's definitely not one I'd recommend. There you go, another King Tiger ready here for Deutschland, shunning forwards, almost got the Bulldozer Blade ready. North here trying to push the victory point that is met with extreme force, and the unit is utterly annihilated. Shadics also fighting calling some Rangers, but again feels rather late. He's starting to like, pick up on other things of his commander. Rather late indeed. And he's quick to turn into a bazooka team. I mean, again, not a bad idea. I mean, bazooka Rangers are quite powerful. It's just took him a bit of a while to get there, didn't it? More Pinham shooting air for the Sturmgeschütz under HeartlessJaeger's command. East side here, two swing forts there for LagMan. Königstig on the move here. Jackson almost knocked out. M36 Jackson down, Sherman down to less than half as well. Here, two Stugs about to pop that one. Stug does get knocked out under a absolute torrent of bazooka fire. And again, the Rangers with bazookas do have increased damage. I mean, the Stugs definitely are higher peril there. Which backed up by even more bazookas than a Jackson. But is this enough to turn the tide for America, freedom, democracy? Probably not. Yeah, HeartlessJaeger kind of lost all the Stugs. They should have infantry supporting them. Definitely a bit of a mistake there by him. In fact, when Heinz Grenadier finally got the ability to attach Stugs directly to infantry divisions, I'm not entirely sure how, he basically had all the divisions get the instructions, the divisional commanders, that they were to put together a platoon of the best men with the best weapons, typically assault rifles, to act as infantry protection for the Stugs. And, I mean, it was quite important that Stugs were supported by infantry. Little fun fact there. Less than 9 points left for the Americans. Geballte Ladung there. Stug Ace, Sturmpanzer Ace moving in there. King Tiger pushing forward for Deutschland, into the Jackson. More bazooka Rangers out for Shadics. Definitely feels like a very, very late realization that, maybe these guys are actually kind of good. And they are. Feels a bit late. Feels a bit late. Ranger squad almost wiped out by the Ace Sturmpanzer. 73 points left here, looking pretty bad for the Allies. Got the Koenigsegg Trench on the base here of TheLagman. His forces are pretty much broken at this point. The Scots are obviously effectively useless against the King Tiger. Sturmpanzer is deploying a bunker-busting barrage into something that is definitely not a bunker, it's the American base. Fortunately for the Americans, most of the shots went rather wide off the mark. That's about it. I think, though, the Americans have actually dropped out of the match. We're just waiting for the game to realise. Just waiting for the game to realise. Ambulance goes kaboom there. That's 150 with a shell that just impacts upon it. Panther barrage here, further casualties piling up, and there you go. GG, game over. A loss for the Americans, a victory for Deutschland. A fierce fight here with a lot of back and forth. Definitely, I think, some room for technical improvements and operational ones against Shadics. Definitely made a mistake that flew that many munitions, not used them at anything. Grenades would have been huge there. Smoke grenades, for example, to assist assaults, or, you know, something else. Rangers with bazookas earlier. Sturmswords, I think, got a much better choice from here than the Jacksons. I think there's, getting that way, you know, several tactical issues there as he just kind of, like, you know, sold himself short. TheLagman did well in some degree, but again, with the way Shadics was playing, I think, you know, he kind of ended up sabotaging himself there just a bit, in a sense there. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match and learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.